yes, you're looking at the tub. Ta-da! Hello passion fruits, it's your girl VH with another video. This is a very much requested video, so I thought I would finally make it. In today's video, we're gonna learn how to bathe your owl. It's pretty easy actually, but a lot of people are confused about the topic, so we will get into it deeper. So, I'm gonna give Lucky a bath right here in my kitchen. It's pretty unconventional, but who cares? We don't do stuff the conventional way, do we? And yes, you're looking at the tub. Ta-da! So, it's actually fairly easy. You just need a tub, a box like this, you know. And it doesn't need to be very deep, as you can see. It's better even if it's not too deep. It is preferable to choose a box that is wide enough so your owl has enough space to bathe in. Now, a lot of people ask me the question, well, how cold or how warm should the water be? Well, I guess depending on what owl species you have at home, the water temperature they prefer will be different. Snowy owls live in very cold environments, and if they would bathe in the wild, they would also be bathing in water that's pretty cold. I have bare shoulders, Lucky, really? Please don't poop. But if you have a regular species like an eagle owl, a barn owl, a rufous-legged owl, a little owl, a screech owl, a tawny owl, you know, just not an extreme species like the snowy owl, because snowy owls are not for beginners. They live in very specific climates. I've seen snowy owls suffer here in Belgium. You know, captive snowy owls are way too hot here in summer. So anyway, if you have a regular owl like a barn owl, a little owl, a burrowing owl, a rufous-legged owl, an eagle owl, a tawny owl, a screech owl, a scops owl, then the temperature of the water doesn't matter that much. I'm assuming you know that it shouldn't be freezing cold and not... Oh dear, she jumped on the bath. I think she's really excited, you guys. Look. Oh, you want to take a bath? You want to? You want to take a bath? We'll do that in a second, baby. Okay, so I'm assuming you already know that the water shouldn't be freezing cold, but not like boiling because it's so hot either. My English is really bad today. It's really early here in Belgium, so I apologize. And I did not prepare this video. I just was like, okay, let's do it, you know? So I'm just going to fill this tub with lukewarm water. I normally just fill it with cold water from the tap, you know, tap water, cold water. But you know, if I fill it with cold water, the bath will be standing in a room where it's like 23 degrees Celsius, so the water will warm up in the room automatically. So you can either take lukewarm water, but it shouldn't be too hot. It should be like the water for a baby, you know? If you should be able to put your elbow in it. And if you don't have lukewarm water, then you can just use cold water as long as it's not freezing cold, you know? So yeah, we're gonna do that, and I am going to not make the bathtub too deep. So I'll show you how much water I put in it, okay? Just a second, guys. Okay, just go sit here. Go. Go. You can sit here for 2 seconds, please. That was Lucky destroying my kitchen. Lucky. Okay. I hope she doesn't fly towards my glass jar. Oh, look, he's sitting on the camera. Look, guys. That's very heavy. This is how deep I made the water. Can you tell? I'm quickly going to put this on the ground though. Just a sec. And then we can show you. She flew to the bathtub herself. How cute is that? I'm going to clean up what she destroyed when she was flying around freely, you know. It's okay that you destroyed my kitchen, Lucky. It's my fault. So, let's see. So, as you guys can see, the water is only you know, half. I don't know how. So, as you can see, the water only comes until here. And this is deeper than usual. Oh look, she's so content. I'm just gonna put the camera a bit further away so that you guys can see me too, and I can give you guys some explanations as well. Is it recording? Yes, it is. Oh, you can't see my face. Oh, that's better. Okay, so one tip I need to give you is my mentor taught me to never leave my owl alone for too long when it's bathing. First of all, as you can see, I took Lucky off of her perch. So she is still attached to the long leash. So she still has her anklets on, her jesses, and her long lace. Now, why did I leave this on? Well, it's actually a really easy way to clean everything. Your water might turn a bit brown or even black if the leather of your jesses and anklets goes off. You know, it loses its color sometimes, especially if it's new. But that's okay. If that happens, just wait for another minute and then you're gonna change the water so that your owl will be sitting in clean water again, because it might sip from the water, and I don't think it's dangerous for your owl to sip from the water even if it's black because of the leather, but it's still, you know, more optimal if the water is very clean. And yeah, if you leave your owl alone for too long, you know, there have been owls who have drowned in their bath. Especially if you make it a bit deeper, like I've done right now. And you know, your owl might sip the water and then rub its beak onto the plastic, and this is called feeking. Feeking is when an owl cleans its beak by rubbing it against its perch or the plastic, the side of the plastic box. Owls like to be really clean, so that's why they do it. And usually Lucky won't drink. She will seem to sip the water, but it's just to clean her beak. She really likes her beak to be super clean. She cleans it every time she has eaten, and she gets really annoyed when there are pieces of blood or meat stuck in her beard or on her beak and she doesn't get it off. That really annoys her. So that was tip number 1. Don't leave your owl alone for too long. I would just stay in the room with your owl to keep an eye on your owl. You also don't need to put your owl in the bath. Your owl will choose to go in the bath if it feels like going in the bath. And this is also something I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people ask me the question, how do I clean my owl? Well, a lot of you passion fruits probably already know, but an owl cleans itself. And this is called preening. An owl will take its feathers between its beak and rub them. And owls also have a protective oily layer on their feathers, and if the oil has come off for some reason, for example, if someone has petted the owl too much and the person has rubbed off the oil with his hands or her hands, then the owl will pick a gland near its anus with its beak and it will reapply the oil on its feathers, because owls have a gland. It's the uropygial gland, I think it's called. They have a gland near their anus that produces the oil that is meant for the oily layer on their feathers. So where I was going with this is that owls clean themselves. You don't need to clean your owl. You don't need to take a sponge and bathe it. When I say bathe your owl, I mean just filling a tub with a bit of water and giving your owl the opportunity to bathe. Some owls really like bathing, other owls don't. Mine is in between. It will jump in the bath, but Lucky will not make herself wet entirely. She hates that. I knew another barn owl called Misty, and she would be soaking wet every time she took a bath. She loved it. She would look like a drowned chicken, and she would be so small when she took a bath because, owls are actually very light and small, but they're just really fluffy. And when they're wet, they're super tiny. So it depends from owl to owl. Lucky doesn't really like to bathe and become extremely wet. She hates it. But she does like taking a bath because she feels it's a really nice opportunity to clean her feet, her talons, her beak, and just some places that need some extra cleaning. Another question I get a lot is, how often should I bathe my owl? Well, I don't bathe Lucky very often. I would say once a week is more than enough. I don't even give her a bath once a week. It may be once a month, once every 2 months. Once a month is also a-okay. You could offer your owl a bath every day. That's a-okay as well. Just don't do it outside in winter if you live in a really cold country. So make sure that if you give your owl the opportunity to bathe, then make sure it always happens in a pretty warm environment so that your owl can dry up safely after it has taken the bath. Because owls are very, very vulnerable for catching the cold and getting sick, So after this bath, I wouldn't go outside with Lucky because I live in Belgium. It's pretty cold here right now. It's not freezing, but still, I wouldn't go outside with Lucky after she has taken this bath, not even if she's not entirely wet. I just don't take the risk. So that's another tip I want to give you guys. If you feel like the jesses and the long lace of your owl are not dirty, or if you want to give your owl a bit more freedom in moving, because sometimes the long lace and the jesses can hinder your owl in its movements. So you can remove the long lace and the jesses if you would like to do so. You don't have to clean them only when your owl is gonna take a bath. You can also choose to just remove the long lace and the jesses and clean them yourself. And then um, give your owl the opportunity to bathe. That's a-okay too. And for the rest, you don't have to do anything. Um, you just watch your owl have fun. And Lucky is just very peaceful right now. She's like, okay, I'm good, I'm happy. You don't have to take water and pour it over your owl. Most owls hate this actually. Lucky hates this because she doesn't want to get wet. She hates it. She will hate me for it if I do it. I tried it once and it's like I traumatized her by doing that. Next time she took a bath, she was like, "Are you gonna do that again, bitch?" So no, don't do it. Just let your owl do its thing. It's a very natural thing for an owl to bathe. They do it in nature sometimes when they have the opportunity, so you don't have to do anything. Something that's really important is not to add anything to the water. Don't add any cleaning detergent or nothing. Not even if it's a biological, natural product, not even if it's safe for fish. Owls are very sensitive for almost every product that isn't natural. So, and your owl doesn't need it. You will only destroy its feathers by adding something. If your owl is extremely dirty, then you're doing something wrong, to be honest. And I'll tell you a story so you guys kind of have an example of what might happen. My mentor knew people who also had an owl, and they weren't taking very good care of it. They kept their owl in their kitchen, which is a-okay, but they fried a lot of French fries in the fryer, and it wasn't an air fryer. It was a, I don't know how you call that. In Belgium we call it a friteuse. It's a basket and a machine with a lot of oil in it, and you fry your French fries and your meatballs in it and stuff. And that produces a lot of grease and smoke, and they cooked a lot. They also used a very dirty oven, so the owl was standing in the smoke, kitchen smoke and grease a lot of the time. And one day they wanted to bathe the owl, and it was just, the owl was like gray black. It had a completely different color because it was so full of grease, and the smoke had really affected the owl. So yeah, the water basically turned black when they gave it a bath, and they had to do a special treatment to be able to clean the owl again. Now this is really unhealthy. The owl is lucky it survived, and I think they came and took the owl away because the people were taking such bad care of it. I don't remember the exact story anymore. But that's an example of what might happen if you're not treating your owl properly. Like, who puts his owl in a kitchen when there's cooking going on the whole time? I mean, yeah, if you do that, your owl is gonna become dirty. But owls are very clean creatures, so your owl shouldn't even become dirty. And if it's a bit dirty because you went outside with your owl and maybe, some mud splashed on your owl, I don't know how that would happen, but it can always happen, then your owl will clean itself. It will start to preen itself, and you should let it preen itself, because preening is a very important behavior for all birds, not only owls. Of course, when you come home, you can offer it a bath, but like I said, your owl will decide to jump in the bathtub itself. You don't have to force it, you don't have to stimulate it. You could stimulate it if it's the first time. I will make a video about how to give your owl a bath for the first time, if you have a young owl, But please, if you have a barn owl, don't start bathing your owl until it's adult. And by that I mean 4 months. Only start bathing your owl when it's 4 months old, because it needs to have all of its adult feathers before you give it a bath. Otherwise, your owl might become sick. It might get sick. Of course, when an owl is adult depends on the owl species. The bigger the species, the longer it takes for your owl to become adult. See, now Lucky is cleaning her beak. Then she's looking at the water and there are some feathers in it. And she's standing on one leg, which means that she feels really good. And that's kind of all there is to it, you guys. The moment I notice that she's not enjoying it anymore, and that's usually when she goes sit on the edge again, and you know, if she goes to sit on the edge again and she stays there the entire time, then I know, you know, that she's had enough. Like right now she's going to sit on the edge again, but she might jump back in every few seconds or every few minutes. So if she jumps back in, then I know she still wants more. If she will stay put for more than 10 minutes, I know, okay, it's over. I'm gonna put her back on her perch. And that's all there is to it. You don't need to dry your owl as long as she is in a room where it's warm enough, like 20 degrees Celsius, for example. It can just dry up safely. So yeah. If you have more questions about this topic, then feel free to comment in the comment section down below, and I will gladly answer your question either by writing the answer or by making another video about it. If you're new to this channel, then feel free to subscribe. I post videos every week and I also live stream every week. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, please be aware that there is something going on with YouTube for several months now. Sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe you automatically, so make sure to check on a regular basis if you're still subscribed, so that you don't miss any videos. And if you're unsubscribed, then please just know that YouTube did this, not me, and then just subscribe again. I know this is really annoying, but I don't know why YouTube is doing this. I think it's an error in their system, but yeah, there's nothing I can do about this. And I just wanted to mention it so you guys know. Okay guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye!